Welcome to Business Mentorship, Keepin It Real, where we feature entrepreneurs who are passionate about their business and have participated in our guest blog, shareyourstories.online. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Joe Grushkin, who is a serial entrepreneur. He has a lot of marketing and sales and experience, and he is currently the founder of the National Association of Local Businesses. Joe joins us from Jupiter, Florida. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Trish. This is truly an honor and a pleasure. You do a great job with these interviews and stories, and it's just wonderful the exposure you're giving to local businesses. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, when I was reading your guest blog post this morning, there were a few things that really resonated with me in your story, and I thought I would just randomly pick them out so we could talk about them. And the first one is finding a trusted advisor. Now, I know that you and I have talked in the past about this whole idea of mentorship and trying to find folks that can sort of help give us our start in business. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts on being a trusted advisor.
Well, from being a trusted advisor, I've learned that how people find and connect with you is really important. And as you know, I'm a student and teacher of the law of attraction, right, which is really based on energy. And how, when you put your fingers together, you know, that little magnetic feeling you feel that's invisible in there, that like two magnets bouncing off each other. Well, there's an energy field that we all have, and we all vibrate at different levels. It's like on a radio station. If you're vibrating at 66.6 and somebody else is vibrating at 99.9 or listening at those stations, you're not going to hear the same music. Right. So I think when you're looking for a trusted advisor, you want to find somebody that makes you feel their energy, that makes you feel good about your own energy, that connects with you. That's that vibrational connection that I think is important when you're working with somebody. The other thing you want to look for is, what is their background? Is it consistent with what you want to do? If somebody is health and wellness, and you're looking for business experience, make sure they have that business experience in addition to the health and wellness. Right. In other words, you want to find somebody that's going to give you insights that you might not have considered, or is going to be a good sounding board for you.
One of the other things that you had mentioned in your guest blog, and I think as entrepreneurs, or business leaders, we can all relate to the times when we have found ourselves challenged to work on our business because we're working in our business. So, and when you're helping folks out to sort of see the big picture, because I know, we both do a lot of marketing strategy meetings with potential clients and with folks within our different networks. So, how do you give people a sense of it's just as important to work on the business as it is in the business? Tell us a little bit about that.
That's really a kind of a very vast question, because there's a lot to that. But in a nutshell, I would say it's more about getting somebody to strip away the day-to-day. Right. A lot of times I'll meet with people in my, we'll sit on the sofa here, and have a conversation in my office to get them out of their office. Right. We'll meet in a park or at a beach or at a coffee shop. Get them out of the day-to-day. One of the rules is phones are off during the meeting. So, it takes away all of the distractions so that you can kind of decompress and take that time to say, okay, I want to work on my business. And when you work on your business, you're thinking past, present, and future, future. Right. And a lot of times people don't even think, they don't look at the past to see what's going on, and they don't look at the future, they don't look at the present to see what the future can be. I also think it's important to kind of get outside of your own box, and allow yourself to dream, imagine, fantasize, pretend, whatever you want to call it. But that idea of allowing yourself to see the business in a way that only you can see it as the owner or the manager or the principal.
You know, the interesting point that you make there is sort of the visualization of the roadmap of where we want to go is as
Mhm.
equally important as learning the skills that we may need in order to get us there. Now, one of the fantastic things that you have within your network is that you help connect the dots for those people and introduce them to folks who are, because we all know we can't be everything, right? I mean, I remember when I first started, and oh boy, accounting was a big challenge for me. And I thought, good grief, how am I ever going to incorporate that into sort of my day to day? And I know that you have this wonderful database of folks that you sort of open the doors to, and you give them really special pricings, which is really usually not available to small business. So tell us a little bit about how connecting the dots and bringing people into your network is equally as important as being connected.
Well, the National Association of Local Businesses was born out of the fact that local businesses, standalone, independent entrepreneurs, are fragmented in so many ways
Yeah.
that it's on them to go out and find the right accountant, the right printer, the right merchant services, credit card processing, website design, social media, whatever it might be, and you
Right.
never really know who to trust.
Right.
Typically, it's that, that friend of a friend or somebody you met at a networking meeting refers you to their favorite person. Are they getting kickbacks or not? There's so many variables to that, you don't know who to trust anymore. So what we've become is that essentially that trusted advisor. We've vetted
Come back
and
online.
found top quality products and services for that specifically are designed to work with local businesses.
Right.
And they in turn give us what I call discounted or wholesale pricing, and then we resell it to the local business at a price that they couldn't even get it for themselves.
Right.
So we're kind of like a Costco for the small business.
For business, right?
This is a Costco. You can buy bananas and boxer shorts all in the same place,
Right.
So what we do is we provide everything from accounting services to website design and everything through the alphabet to help local businesses have at least a shot at getting better pricing, better productivity, and better promotion, so they can be more profitable, productive, and promoted through products and services that somebody else figured out are pretty good. And then the
Right.
policing system is we have our reputation standing on that, and
Right.
that way the local business knows they can trust that advisor.
You know, that's a really important point because, we talked about trusted advisors. We've talked about working on the business rather than in the business. And you now have mentioned a really good point, and that is the integrity of not only your organization, but the people that you bring into the organization. So, we're all finding it's challenging to network now, right? We're all doing these online platforms. I'm sure lots of us are using various different mediums to meet with people. So tell me some of the things that you might look for in a potential supplier that you're going to bring on board to your organization, because to your point, the integrity of that location is as important to you as it is to any of the businesses connected in your network.
First thing I do is I use the product myself.
Ah,
Okay, I put my money where my mouth is. I buy every single product that we stand behind.
right.
And I've dealt with all of the vendors. Either I've known them for 20 years because I know a lot of people from being in business almost 40 years now, but
Right.
I've used them as a product provider. I buy their product or service. I test out their products and services. I check out their turnaround time, their quality control, their pricing. I shop them even after they're a vendor. I call other vendors and say, hey, what is it for this, that, and the other thing? And I
Right.
make sure that price, you see, because my integrity is that if I lose integrity, I lose my customers.
Right.
Right. And it's not just one product we sell. I can get one customer who buys 7 things rather than having to go out and find 7 customers.
Right.
Most
Right.
businesses have to find 700 customers. I can find 100 who buy 7 products.
Right. Right.
And it's the same math, if you will.
Right.
So we in turn are looking for a long-term relationship with our members, and membership in our association is free. So membership is free, and you get access to over 100 products and services, all at discounted pricing that's normally reserved for much larger companies. So the small standalone business, it's kind of like they're part of a franchise or an association. Think plumbers get pipes and fittings and stuff and tools at discounts because they're all plumbers.
Right.
But you can't get ketchup and you can't go into a restaurant association and buy ketchup unless you're a restaurant.
Right.
Right. So we make it so that any business of any category, any industry can have access to business related tools, programs, and services that they normally wouldn't be able to get at the same pricing.
You know, I really love the idea that you're connecting like-minded people, because that's really important in today's business climate. And one of the things that we do in our guest blog is we end with 3 words of advice, or 3 things that are sort of pillars within our organization. And I'm going to mention what yours are. I call them the 3 Ps, actually: profitability, productivity, and promotion. So tell us why you feel that those are 3 really important things for your target market.
Well, first of all, most small businesses forget to pay themselves. Okay. Typically, the entrepreneur is the one who gets paid last. And if you talk to any proper business advisor, you say, pay yourself first.
Right.
So we want to put the business owner in the position to be profitable. Hey, you might have bought something when you first went into business, and that became a sacred cow to your business. But now, years later, you might be able to get a better deal and have somebody else manage the whole process of transition. Right. So why not look for a way to save $1,000 a month? That's $12,000 a year. Mm-hmm. And then in doing so, you can be more productive if you have better services and products that make you more efficient. Most people don't even know that tools like what we're doing right now. Before COVID, nobody understood video chat. I was video chatting with people almost 10 years ago.
That's right.
When I'd say, hey, let's meet online, they're like, huh? So, I cut out the travel. I didn't have to, go to some place. I didn't have to, I didn't have to put on my best suit. I didn't even have to wear pants. I mean, I could meet with somebody, and have the cash. By the way, sales for shirts are up and sales for pants are down since
I bet.
But the point is that I could be more productive. So I can have 10 meetings a day versus 3 or 4 meetings a day. So productivity is much higher. Right. And promotion, because most small businesses forget that job one is to keep their name out there, right, to keep their name in front of local consumers or their marketplace. And most people don't know how to advertise online. They don't know how to get the word out. They don't know how or who to trust to do it. Right. And it's always too expensive, and it's always too cumbersome and confusing, and a confused mind says no. So right, we make sure that we give them the tools, techniques, products, and services to be able to be more profitable, productive, and promoted. And yes, we refer to them internally as the 3 Ps.
You know what, Joe, what I really loved about our discussion today is, with this entire platform that I developed this year in the Keepin It Real series, we're doing exactly that: increasing visibility, encouraging people to collaborate, and then connecting folks with their community. So I'd really like to thank you for joining me today in another edition of Keepin It Real, where we introduce the person behind the logo. And I thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much, Trish, for having me, and it's truly an honor.
Yes, and to our viewing and listening audience, we will have Joe's information in the chat box of the various different social media platforms. So we certainly welcome that for you to reach out to Joe and hear a little bit more about his organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Trish.